Hello and welcome to another episode. Today I will be showing how to download some open data and load it into ArcGIS Pro, and then basic symbology for a few layers. So I'm on the City of Ottawa site, which is the actual City of Ottawa open data site, and there's some GIS data that they have on here that you can download and use. So what I've done is I've downloaded municipal address points, roads, parks, and building footprints. But they have many layers of information that you can download and make your own map and work with the data and get do some analysis. You can do whatever you want with it. It's open, so you can use it. So what I've done, I downloaded those layers as I mentioned. They're zip files containing shape files of the data. So the road center lines, parks, municipal address points, and building footprints. What I've done is extracted those into their own folder just by right-clicking and going and unzipping to a separate folder. And each one contains shapefile files. So there'd be an SHX, SHP, PRJ, and a DBF file, minimum. Some open data sites do not provide the PRJ, but the PRJ file really is required if you want to use it with other data. It contains the coordinate system and the projection. So going to ArcGIS Pro, what I have is the world imagery, and focused in on the city of Ottawa, which is the capital city of Canada, around 1 million people. And I went to school at Carleton University in Ottawa, and I lived there for 4 years, 4 great years. So anyway, to add these layers, go to Map, Add Data, and under the Ottawa folder, each shapefile needs to be added. So in the table of contents, you've got these 4 shapefiles that we've added, and you can click on the names and remove those underscores if you want to. It's quite easy to do, so we'll do that. And you'll notice the speed that ArcGIS Pro loaded those layers in. Again, this is a city of 1 million people. We'll just turn off the address points. There's probably several 100,000, maybe 400,000 or 500,000 address points. So we'll just turn those off. But the roads, there'll be thousands of segments of roads, and building footprints. There might be 1 million building footprints, and many parks. So what you can do is we can symbolize, work with the symbols of these layers. So just double click on the symbol for the parks. I'm going to suggest a light green, no outline, apply. So we'll just zoom in and see what these look like. So that looks a bit better. We'll just keep zooming in. Some of these roads, the roads don't look too bad right now. But let's say if I remove that world imagery, I wouldn't mind having them stand out a little bit more. So click on, again, just click on the symbol underneath the layer name, and Red might be a little bit too harsh, but let's see. It's kind of a salmon color. Salmon. I don't think I've ever used that word before for a color, but anyway, we'll go with it. Building footprints. Zoom in more. See if we can see these. Yeah, these building footprints don't really show up. Let's make them a gray. No, again, no color for the outline. And apply. You can see those. You zoom in. And the address points. You turn those on. You could make those stand out a little bit more. Maybe yellow. It's interesting. Let's explore this data through the pop-up. So what I'm going to do is, there's no identify button in ArcGIS Pro like there was in Map. So in order to do that, you go to Map, Explore, and then click on the feature. And hopefully it doesn't take too long, because it will be searching through hundreds of thousands of points. And there we go. So we've got the address, the civic address. Very useful data set. This could be used. This would be used for 911 purposes. Very important layer that the city owns and maintains, and they provide that for free. That's open data for anybody to use. So what you could do, you could actually, make your own map. So this could be published as a PDF. You could make your own map and publish that to ArcGIS Online or a PDF. You can also do some labeling. For example, let's label. So we right-click on the layer. We will go to Label Properties. And really what we want to do is label on the address number, address num, that would be it there. Just going to remove what they had in there. We're going to go with address num. And go back to class, make sure I've got that. Yeah, address num, number, symbol. Yeah, we'll go with the default. Position, placement. We want to best placement. Sure, go with the default. As far as some of these other ones, we'll just go with the default. The halo is always good to have. Down here you got a little preview box. That's quite handy. So you can see actually how the halo looks. Just going to apply. Actually, we're going to go back to the layer and check on label. And so what we're going to do is label all the points, the civic address points. And there you go, you can see them. It's quite good as far as speed. So you can see each building has its own address point with the label that we created from the attribute data for that layer. And basically that's all I wanted to show today. It's very basic today, but you can go in and explore, more in more detail some of these panes that we've got here. You know, for example, the label class, okay, and some of the positioning of the labels. Okay, thank you.